guys, welcome back to another dating tip episode. So today's episode is all about how to engage a conversation with your date on dating apps and what questions you can ask to make the conversation more interesting when texting. I heard many people saying that they don't know how to chat with their date through text, or they don't know how to engage in a conversation. So I want to share some ideas about what questions you can ask to help you get to know more about your date while having an engaging chat. Before we dig deeper into this topic, in today's video, I want to point out 4 common mistakes, 4 no-nos for both girls and guys when chatting with your dates. I want you to be aware of these 4 mistakes that you probably have made in the past, so you can review before you learn more new tips. And in my next video, I want to share some tips about how to carry an interesting conversation. So if you really want to master your chatting skills, make sure you watch both. Hopefully by the end of these 2 videos, you'll feel more confident about starting a conversation with a new date. If this sounds good to you, all you need to do is just keep on watching. To start, I want to begin with the 4 no-nos for guys. My no-no number 1, be smart about the questions you ask. Don't ask meaningless questions just to fill the blank. For example, using the same greetings every single day. In my dating group, I got complaints from time to time about a guy asking meaningless questions every single day through texting. And the girl was tiring of answering those questions after a while, but she felt bad and not responding. When I say meaningless questions, I mean those questions that are repetitive, redundant, that doesn't really help you to know more about this person. For example, if you ask your date what she eats every day, obviously this question will help you learn about her, food preference, but it will not be too interesting if you keep asking every single day. I remember one time a girl in my dating group told me about a guy she was dating, and he would dig into her response every time. So for example, he would ask her, where is she going? And then she said, oh, I'm going to a pharmacy. And then he said, for what? And she said, oh, for shampoo. And he will go, oh, what kind of shampoo? And then what are the ingredients in it? And then this whole thing just drove the girl crazy after a while. And then she said she's not sure about if this guy is serious in getting those answers, or he is just asking meaningless questions and trying to keep her occupied. To avoid this kind of situation, before you ask a girl a question, make sure it's a good question that help you get to know more about this person. Don't ask just for the sake of asking. And my no-no number 2 for guys, don't kill the momentum by being MIA for too long. We all know that keeping the momentum going is very important for dating. A good flow in conversation shows your date that you are a reliable person and you are looking for something serious. On the other hand, I know we all have work, we have things in life that we need to take care of. So it's almost impossible to be available all the time. If you're really interested about the girls that you're chatting with, try to keep the conversation going without disappearing for more than 2 to 3 days. Sometimes I will get a message from a girl saying that, oh, I haven't heard back from this guy for 2 to 3 days or even a week. And I usually tell them that, just be more patient because everyone is busy with their life. Maybe they just need some alone time, or maybe they are just occupied. Try to keep the conversation going. If you find this person interesting, maybe you can keep them updated about what you're up to so they can learn more about you and spend less time wondering on their end. And my no-no number 3 for guys, don't just ask one question and then stay quiet. One time a girl told me that she has been chatting with this guy for a month and she is very interested in this person. But every time after she answered his question, the conversation just ended there. So she's not sure about if this guy is not that interested in her, or he is just too shy or not so experienced in chatting with girls. I know girls should initiate conversations and ask questions as well, but you might send a wrong signal if you just ask one question and then let the conversation stop after the girl responds. Your date might think that you are not that interested in her if you just let her answer and then stay quiet. Just like the previous tip, that you need to keep the momentum going or naturally end a conversation when it makes sense. Everything about dating is like a dance, and you will not drop your dance partner in the middle of the song, right? Only one question might be a little awkward if you don't say anything after. And my no-no number 4 for guys is don't forget the basic info about your date that she has told you before. One thing that really turned me off when I was dating was when a guy kept asking me the same question or basic info about me after I told him already. Like, where I live or what do I do for a living. This gives people the impression that you don't care that much or you are just not that interested. As a girl, we appreciate when a guy, from time to time they bring what we wrote in the profile into the conversation because that shows that you pay attention to details. On my first day with my boyfriend, I remember he suggested meet up at a place that was also known for serving good fries just because I wrote in my profile that I love fries and I found that really sweet. So paying attention to the details about your date will help you leave a great impression and help you stand out from your competition. Okay, so the 4 no-nos for guys are: number 1, don't bombard your date with meaningless questions. And number 2, don't be MIA for too long. And number 3, don't ask just one question and then stay silent. And number 4, don't forget the basic info about your date. Okay, now let's move on to the 4 no-nos for the ladies. No-no number 1 for the ladies. Don't keep a guy hanging for too long just because you don't want to hurt his feelings. A couple of girls from my dating group told me that they didn't know how to reject their date after they chatted for a while because they hate to hurt their feelings. And I always tell people that, you should not think like that because the longer you drag the person, the bigger the damage will be for both sides because you are wasting both parties' time and energy. It's never easy to reject or be rejected, but take it from those who have been there already and realize that you can shorten the pain for both parties to continue the search for the person that is a better fit for both. If you don't want to say over a phone call, a nice and a well thought out text will do too. Like I always say, this is just a normal part about dating, giving and receiving rejections all the time until you find the right match for you. If you can stop wasting time on being emotional, feeling bad when dating, you'll definitely grow faster and find the right match for you sooner. So do not keep a person hanging for too long just because you don't want to hurt their feelings. And my no-no number 2 for the ladies, don't be too clingy expecting instant replies from your date all the time. One of the most asked questions is, my date didn't reply to my message for 2 days now, what do I do? Girl, you need to calm down. I know sometimes we are so scared to be ghosted, so we become very sensitive when our date doesn't reply to our message or keeps us waiting for a couple of days. But the fact is, we all have a life, we all have to work and have things that we need to take care of. Some people, they even have kids or family members that need their attention while they are trying to juggle with dating. So be more patient about the reply speed. And the worst scenario is that if the person, they ghost you or they break your heart, that's okay. Because those people who ghosted you or who broke your heart, they are not the people that you want to associate with either. So the sooner they ghost you, the better because you can move on, right? Instead of keeping your eyeballs on the screens and waiting for a fast reply, why don't you spend that time to do, other things and, take good care of yourself to make you a more attractive person? Just relax and don't put so much pressure on your date and yourself. If he cares enough, if he likes you enough, he will always stick around, right? If not, why bother? And my no-no number 3 for the ladies, don't be too sensitive or overly interpret a text message. A lot of times we overinterpret a message just because we are too sensitive or we are insecure. Sometimes people don't mean it in a bad way and then you let that one message drive you nuts or ruin your mood for the whole day by overthinking, which is so unnecessary. I used to do that too. I used to let one message to ruin my mood for the whole day. Sometimes we are just stuck with our emotions or assumptions when we are alone. So next time when you are not sure about what this message means, maybe show that message to a trustworthy friend and get a second opinion and see what they say before you reply. Remember, nobody likes people who are overly sensitive on everything or, being dramatic about small things. So keeping your cool is very important when dating. And my no-no number 4 for the ladies, don't expect your date to initiate a conversation every time because you can do that too. Sometimes people ask me if it's okay for a girl to message a guy first before the guy send a message after they connected. I personally don't remember that I sent a message first when I was dating, but I don't see why not. It is not a guy's responsibility to send a text first every time. I know some girls might think that it's too aggressive for a girl to send the first message, but there are a lot of guys out there who will appreciate or even find it sexy when a girl starts a conversation first. Also, just because you initiate first doesn't mean that you have to initiate every time after that. There are always different people and opinions out there, so you do you. If you feel like sending the first message to a guy whom you just connected with, go ahead and just do things that feels right for you. And these summarize my 4 no-nos for the ladies. Number 1, don't keep a guy hanging just because it's hard to say no. And number 2, don't be too needy expecting instant reply every time. Number 3, don't be too sensitive or overly interpret a message. And number 4, don't assume guys that you always text first. Okay, so these are my 4 no-nos for guys and girls when dating, and I hope you find something helpful in this episode. If you would like to tell me what other topics you would like to see, leave me a comment, and if you want to join my Facebook dating group, I will include the link in the description box. Again, thank you guys for watching. In my next video, I will talk about how to engage a conversation with your date. If you're interested, don't miss that episode. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!